only to disappear at season 8, 9, right?
Season 9, yeah.
What was the reason why you didn't end up the show with the others?
You know what, I'm glad you're asking me that question. You know, at the time when I made the decision to leave the show, whatever was it, 4 or 5 episodes into the 9th season, the reason I made that decision was because I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I kept saying to Aaron Spelling, hey Aaron, when are we gonna wrap this thing up? Like, you know, like we've been here, you know, at that point in time it was 8 years. We've been here 8 years, the show is still super popular. Let's end it while the show is still super popular. Let's not just ride this thing into the ground and watch the ratings collapse as we, you know, wait to not get picked up in the 1 year. Let's end it while we're still on top. And Aaron wouldn't do it. And so finally I was like, look, Aaron, I gotta go. I got other stuff that I want to go do.
90210, the scene where you didn't stop laughing and preventing you to do the scene.
The scene where I can't stop laughing?
Was there a scene where you couldn't stop?
Oh, was there a scene? There were, no, not one that I could never, you know, recover from. We were, there are times on film sets where everybody gets so tired because you work for such long hours that sometimes, you know, people go into laughing fits of hysteria because you're so tired, right? And all of a sudden the line sounds super funny to you, and you realize it for the first time, like you're just hearing it. And I don't remember any specific times when that became a difficulty. I can guarantee you though that Ian Ziering was probably on set when those moments happened.
Give it up.
I'm impressed. Oh, and obviously Magritte, one of the greatest exports, or one of the most important artists. Amazing.
Tomorrow,
There's an amazing Magritte museum.
Yes, the Magritte Museum.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going to ask the same question, but like name 10 famous Belgians.
I'll have to write them down and look at them teach.
Now you're from Iowa?
Yes, originally, yeah.
What are the 3 most famous people from Iowa?
Ashton Kutcher is one of them. There are others. There's a bunch from Iowa that, you know, I'll randomly run into someone and they'll say they're from Iowa as well. But I can't off the top of my head.
Yourself?
I'm never going to say myself.
Yes. Jason said it, so you should know.
After 2 years, and I was trying to figure out how to tell my parents I'd just been kicked out of college, and there was an ad in the newspaper for an open call, meaning anyone could go audition, and they were looking for someone 18, vulnerable, and sensitive, and I thought, that's me, and so I went to this place, and there were 500 other 18 vulnerable, sensitive kids there waiting, and I auditioned probably 7, 8, 9 times, and suddenly I was in the movies.
Okay, and then at a relatively young age, you're on a real movie set. It was a studio production, as far as I remember. How did the first day feel? Was it, I've arrived, or were you know, dying of nerves?
No, the first day was actually, I had to wear women's underwear. I wore bra and panties for the first 2 days of filming, so besides being terrifying, it was just humiliating. And there were scenes with hundreds of extras and me being thrown out into this field just wearing women's underwear, and there were hundreds of people staring at me, so it was quite an entrance into show business. It was terrifying.
Because I can imagine, I've never studied acting, but I can imagine in New York, acting school, they take it pretty seriously.
Oh, they took themselves very seriously, yes.
Okay. Does that prepare you for...
Well, nothing you learn in school prepares you like in all jobs. Very little you learn in school prepares you for doing the job. And certainly that's true in acting school. And certainly it's true when I was in the theater program, so I didn't know anything about film and cameras. The first day they said, go, you know, walk over and stand on that mark. And I'm like, what's a mark? You know, it's like a little piece of tape over there, go stand at that, you know. But luckily, Jacqueline Bisset was wonderful to me. Everyone, I was smart enough to know, to admit that I knew nothing.
Wet t-shirt coming out of the water in the deep. I mean, let's face it, Does that affect you somehow, or is it like, okay, this is a colleague, I'm doing my job?
Well, to get the job, it was the last audition I had. I was flown out to I lived in New York. I was flown out to California, and I had to go to Jacqueline's house to be approved by her.
Oh.
So I was driven up to her house in Bentley Canyon in Hollywood Hills, and I brought inside and sat down in her living room and waited for her to make an entrance. And in another room, I heard a toilet flush, and at that instant, I kind of had this thought, oh, she's human too. She came out, and at that moment, she instantly put me at ease, and I said something wise ass remark, and she just said, oh, you're cheeky, I like him.
We've walked with heroes all our lives. Together, they inspire us with sparks of story that can set entire forests ablaze. Through the screens, they pull us towards adventure, to greatness, to hope. And now, they're here on this stage. Please welcome Gabrielle Carteres.
Hey. Hi, everybody.
Good morning,
Good
Gabrielle.
morning. Good morning.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
How was your Gent evening yesterday?
Last night was great. So I had Belgian fries.
Ja,
Now
dat
I eat
van
Not
een
French
serie,
fries,
een
Belgian
tienerserie van het jaar.
Any beers? Or
I didn't have beer yet.
You should-
I know. I have to try beer before I leave.
Well, there's a pub in Gent
Yes.
where they have about 400 different kinds of beers. And there's one you should try, which is called the Quack.
Zeker niet zo
The
gekend
only
bij
thing
de
is,
jongere
you have to give
generatie.
up one of your shoes. Because they will put it in a basket, which will hang on the ceiling. Because the glass
Even daar staan, een beetje
is
foto's
so
maken.
expensive, people steal it. Yes, you actually have to give up a shoe to make sure that you're.
Wow. I also heard there's a beer that you can really only drink 3 in a day because it would be.
There's a few of those. Yes, there are some strong beers. So yesterday we played a game. Name 3 famous Belgians. I know you studied all night. So can you name?
I actually didn't study all night. I have the same names, but I do have one that because I wasn't able to get to Magritte. So I love Magritte's work. That's somebody who I tried to go to the museum when I was in Brussels, and I had come from work.